want to turn now to Minister Arbeleche. Can you share with us lessons learned from your ministry's efforts to strengthen its role in driving climate action in Uruguay?
Good morning or good afternoon to all of you. It is an honor for me to be participating in this global event with such outstanding speakers and discussing about such a relevant subject as it is the role of Ministries of Finance in moving forward climate action. First of all, I would like to thank the Coalition Secretariat and the Grantham Institute for the organization of this event and for the work you are doing. You have our unstained support. I will focus my intervention today and try to answer the question I was just given with a very concrete example on how we are connecting climate action with the core priorities of our ministry in Uruguay. Specifically on the innovative way in which we have aligned our sovereign financing strategy and Uruguay's environmental commitments and the Paris Agreement. As some of you may know, in October of last year, Uruguay issued a sustainability-linked bond, marking our entry into the world of sovereign sustainable finance. This bond directly links Uruguay's financing strategy and cost of capital to the achievement of climate and nature-based goals committed in our first NDC. This bond embeds two key performance indicators. First, reducing the intensity of greenhouse gas emissions in the economy, and second, preserving the area of native forests in the country. Together, they address two complementary environmental global public goods, mitigating global warming and preserving key carbon sinks. Our goals and deadlines are demanding and actionably ambitious. Let me highlight 4 facts about this experience that also emphasizes the pivotal role played by the Ministry of Finance. First, accountability. The bond signals and reasserts the country's commitments and action plan to deliver on an ambitious climate change and sustainability agenda. It shows the country's and the ministry's political decision to turn the country's NDC goals into financially binding commitments. The fact that you have an economic consequence to a target you have set will incentivize countries to make the targets a strategic priority. Second, transparency and higher reporting frequencies. The bond provides investors and the international community with enhanced transparency and accountability on Uruguay's progress towards its environmental goals and conservation of natural capital. In particular, we work to accelerate the reporting of the country's greenhouse gas emissions inventory to annual frequency, elevating Uruguay's reporting practices to be in line with developed countries. Bringing climate data on par with macroeconomic statistics is key for timely reporting and transparent disclosure. Third, drive for innovation. This sovereign bond featured a novel two-way coupon structure. It will reward Uruguay with a lower interest rate if it outperforms on its environmental targets. That is a coupon step down, and will compensate investors if Uruguay fails its environmental commitments. This is a coupon step up. Embedding better aligned financial incentive in sovereign debt instruments can provide positive incentives for countries to contribute to global public goods. Fourth, the importance of interministerial work. In order to design the structure of this bond, and because greenhouse gas emissions and native forest protection spans across all sectors of Uruguayan economy, the Ministry of Finance worked closely with 4 other different ministries: the Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Energy and Industry, Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Production, and Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This coordination was essential to create this governance structure required by the bond. This interministerial coordination helped promote sustainability within the country. The bond is having a galvanizing effect within the public sector and served as an important impetus for much greater collaboration in climate action. My sense is that it will facilitate continuity of the policies and commitments past the current administration. It's been a very enriching process. Let me share that with you. Very enriching the process across the whole public sector, and that's something that will have an effect for the years to come. To conclude, beyond the case of Uruguay, we are convinced that Ministry of Finance can harness financial markets to encourage climate performance and protection of natural capital by creating the right financial incentives. Potential reductions in borrowing cost could potentially provide powerful incentives for governments to follow through on their pledges and tackle the global challenges of climate change and natural capital conservation. Thank you.
Administrative or institutional capacity challenge that you faced in building your capabilities within the Ministry of Finance to drive climate action. Minister, just 1 minute from you, please. Minister, you're on mute.
Thank you. So the main challenge has been to build capabilities in our ministry. We are economists. We, as Secretary Yellen said at the beginning, we have to work together with other areas. So we have set a new unit, environmental unit, which coordinates with the tax area, with the fiscal area, with the trade area, with the different areas within the ministry. And each of the different areas are mandated to analyze how the work can have an impact in terms of environmental policy. So it's a complete different set of mind for every unit in the ministry, and the coordination of these different units is done by a new area, environmental area.
Extraordinary taxes on the oil and gas sector. So this question has been addressed to all of you. Would anyone like to come in here and just ask one or two of you to speak for a minute or so?
Thank you. So first of all, we have to bear in mind that this is about a gradual and just transition, where we also have to bear in mind to consider the impact in terms of growth and in terms of employment, that actually at the end of the day is what matters to economic policymakers. In that regard, we have to, Uruguay is moving from fossil fuel to green energy. And we have implemented a tax on the emission of carbon dioxide from gasoline that is equivalent today, I don't know the latest figure, but it's around 120 or maybe more around $150 per ton of carbon emission. Thank you.